Hello, and I welcome you to GearWorks, one of the most unique building games in Roblox. This game has so many fun parts to use for building. It even has logic. You can build mini computers and stuff. Well, not exactly computers, but this functions kind of like electricity and computers at the same time. You can remotely control stuff like motors, uh, propellers. You can do a lot of different stuff. Also, since this game is freehand, you can build stuff like differentials for vehicles and actual vehicles. With accurate steering and differentials. Also, some people choose to build very cool stuff. This was not made by me. This was I bought this from a person, but this is very cool and very awesome. So yeah, let me show you the basics and let's get started. Okay, so first let's talk about the tools. So you have a welder, which you can weld parts together. As you see, we have an aluminium block and we have a rubber block. Each part has its own info, and you can find different colors and different types of parts. There are cylinders and blocks mainly, and then there's components like this. So if you use the weld tool, you can weld the two parts together. Now they're basically one part, as you see. And if I use the angle grinder, so this is the second tool, I can cut my welds off. So let's say I want to make a little frame. I would hold shift and then I could make like accurate cuts, not just like freehand cuts. So if you want to make something accurate, you'll have to either hold shift or you can use the pen tool to make something. You can freehand with the pen tool. Let's say I want to cut something like this. I would make that, so I would have to make it cut it like this, and then getting this side 1937, so approximately 2. We get basically 2, yeah. And we mark that, and then we can cut it into a block. You can make some precise things, and you can make them not so precise. You can also cut them diagonally. If you hold Control, you can make triangles. This could be useful for making ramps and stuff. So, okay. Then there's the Align tool. You can use that to plan out your builds. It's Align tool / planner. So let's say I want to get these next to each other. I click that, and now we have 2 of them. So if you just attach it, it's rotating on a free axis. You can and if you want to make it not rotate, you can add angles to this. Let's say I get 50 degrees. See? It rotates 50 degrees from 0, and 0 is like this. This is 0, so if I make it 90, it's 90 degrees. Also with the planner tool, I can just temporarily attach and then hit C to disable the attachment. Well, delete the attached. So yeah, that's the basics of the tools. So let's make a quick frame. So we start by cutting a 0.2 size part, and then we can just make little sticks from it. 0.2, 0.2. 2 by 2 is the smallest you can cut. If you try to cut smaller than that, it just disappears. So that's the minimum amount of part, the smallest part you can get. If you try to get bigger, you won't be able to. Even if you try to cut it normally, it just won't work. So now that we have 4 sticks, let's make a frame. So let's put them here for easier viewing. Okay, so now with the align tool, you always will have 9 points of contact that are centered. Left, top left, top right, middle left, middle right, bottom left, bottom right. That also works for any side. So this is middle, this is left top, left bottom. So using that as our basis, we can attach stuff like this. We use also there's an arrow to show where it is pointing, so you can attach stuff like this. So as you see, now we're free spinning just. Also, when you use the planner tool, it disables collision temporarily. You see, we make it 0 degrees. And now we have, well, since we don't have collision, we cannot put parts on top of parts. So we have this, we weld it, and we can just delete our little plan nail thingy. So yeah, now that we have this attached, you see where it's everything is perfectly aligned over here in this part, and that's how you make accurate stuff. People usually just use this and then make it like this when it faces up. That's when you get not gaps like this, which are not preferable in my opinion. So you want to use the left middle to the right, and then we'll have the exact dimensions we need. We also make this 0. So now if we make this 0, it's actually not on the thing, so we gotta use this angle tool and make it 90. So 90 is not the correct one, so we just make it -90, and now that's perfect, as you see. So now let's finish up our little frame by doing the exact same thing this side, and let's see, 90, and see, that's perfect, just how we want it. Also, the welds do not have collision, so you don't have to worry about that. So yeah, now we have a little picture frame. See? Picture of parts. Okay, so what is scrap and how do you obtain it? Scrap is the basic currency in this game. If you pick up stuff, you can see in the object info the name of the item and its scrap value. Let's say I drag this into my plot. You can find plots everywhere on the map. These are the main plots, the cave entrance ones. And then let's say you drag a bunch of stuff into your plot. You can see the different values: 70, 45, 50. Components give you the most scrap, while blocks, you see, 6 scrap. They do not give you a lot. Some blocks do, but like the basic materials, they don't. And let's hit clear. So I have 24,729 scrap. After clearing, I'm up to 24,945 scrap. So yeah, I made some profits. So, but hey, let's say you found some useful stuff and you wanna actually keep it. That's where the saving comes in. So let's say I take this plastic, which is worth 2 scrap. So now I come here, I need the scrap back. I need the scrap from this, but I also want to save it as and have it for myself. I can't do that in this game, so I just hit build zone, which is this. You have to have it in the your plot. This is your build zone, your plot, and then click build zone. You have to claim it. So if I vacate, I have to come here. You see there's no name here. Claim build zone, and it puts my name here. Now nobody can drag random stuff into my plot or take stuff from my plot. You can also blacklist people and so that they don't enter your plot, you know. So now let's say test save and just saved. Okay, so now that we saved it, it didn't take any scrap to save. And let's say I clear, so I get the 2 scrap from the plastic, 947. I had 945, and let's say I need this plastic back. So I did, and for your save it also says how much scrap you need to load it. And there we go, I loaded back my cube. So let's say I need 2 cubes that are the same size. I can just load in another one. Now I have 2 the exact same cubes. And that's how duplication works in this game, by the way. So just so you know, they're the same cube. And let me just attach them in the middle, both of them, and just make it 0. See, they're the exact same cube. Also, if you have something selected and you don't know how to disable the selection, you cannot have anything selected in your hand like this and then hit E and it drops down on the ground. So now if we clean, I get 4 scrap instead of 2 because I had 2 blocks worth 2 scrap in here. The easiest way to get scrap at the moment for you as a new player would be this. So let's say I found like something, a small LED panel that's worth 90 scrap. Okay, so to not make a million trips back and forth, I come here, find a big circle. It can be either a block or a circle, it doesn't matter. And just I click the align tool and just plop it there, and then weld it. And I just keep doing this until I have like a decent pile of stuff. See, a micro joint and all that other good stuff. So now that I have some stuff on here, let's say I can disable collision. That's why you weld it, so that you if you disable it, it just stays there. So now I bring this back to my plot. This is worth 90, this is worth 25, and the wheel is worth 85, and the plate is worth 25. So now if I clean, I have 25,000. After your scrap runs, if you have something important in the pile, you can always put them here in these 2. These are specialty tools you won't need to worry about for a while. This is a lathe and this is a fabricator. It's basically a 3D printer, but that can only print basic parts like hollow cylinders and some cool stuff like rounded edges. So yeah, but it costs a lot of scrap, as you see. 1,660,000 scrap for the fabricator and 75,000 scrap for the lathe. So yeah, and now let's say I have a bunch of stuff here that I need to clear. I put my little thing that I need here, and I just clear it over here, and it will not clear, but in this specific place, nobody can take it except for me, the owner, or people that I have whitelisted. So yeah, this is a little safe spot for you guys. So yeah, that's the basics of the game. Soon I will make how to make a car tutorial, and I will be selling car build kits that are 1,000 scrap each. This is basically only the load cost of it. I will teach you how to trade for it later, and yeah. So yeah, have fun playing the game, trying new stuff out. I hope you enjoy it. See ya.